So, Qatar 2022 World Cup is once again in turmoil, and that is very surprising. So, what has happened this time? Well, there's been loads of stories about, cheating and bribery and whatever, but this story is a little bit different. So, Qatar have been allegedly they have been employing people and getting them to spread documents and write things and put a lot of negativity into bits of other countries. This pertains to the US and Australia, who were the main competitors for the 2022 World Cup. So basically, they have been paying people to, smear, the bids. And it says here that a professor who wrote a damning report on the cost of the World Cup, which will be coming to USA in 2026 now, and they paid him £7,000 or $9,000 for that. And there were more other people, other bloggers, other journalists, paid to write, documents and tweet and whatever about this situation. So basically, they got people to put negativity and doubt into the World Cup bids. So they've already been cleared of the bribery shit, I think, and which is fine. Lord Treesman said that they need to look at the evidence thoroughly. They have made a statement. The Qatar Supreme Committee has said this: it rejects every allegation brought forward by the Sunday Times. We have thoroughly investigated and have come to a situation where this was, non-existent. We have followed all FIFA's roles. FIFA have not yet commented on this. I think a couple of things. Number one, did this happen? Probably. Number two, we are obsessed with this. And number three, I think it's too late. I think this is happening. The World Cup is going to be a Winter World Cup in 2022, and it's going to be taking place in Qatar, and there is nothing me, you, or Lord Treesman or anyone else can do about it. It's done. It's over. They're hosting the World Cup, and there is nothing we can do about it at all. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. There's nothing we could do anymore. Did they win it unfair means? Yes, of course they did. But it's too late. The World Cup's in 4 years. They're building stuff. And I think that FIFA, even if they knew, I think they keep it under the rug a little bit and just hope it dies down. Because that's what they do. Things seem a lot better under the new bloke, Infantino, or however you pronounce it. Things seem a lot better than they were, of course, under Sepp Blatter. But I think they're too late in the game now. Should they be stripped of it if that happened? Of course. There are so many nations that could host it. If they rang up, yes, my phone is pink. If they rang up, the FA, England FA, or or and said, we're in a bit of a pickle here. Could you host the World Cup? And the World Cup started in the next day. We'd be able to do it. We have the infrastructure, and we have the monumental power to be able to do that. And that's not the only country. France, Spain, Germany, even America could host on the drop of a hat. But I feel that even if it is the case, they won't do anything about it. Because that's just how they are. At the end of the day, if they did this, they didn't deserve the World Cup. But I just feel like they're just going to be like, it's too late in the game, and they're just going to sweep this under the rug, as they always do, to try and stop, any sort of issues between the Qatar, government and whatever, and FIFA, and then for everyone else. Look, at the end of the day, I just feel like it's happening, and there's nothing we can really do about it. I'm quite, I don't think, no matter what we do, I don't think anything makes any difference, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not sick of hearing about it, but there needs to be a resolvement. FIFA needs to come out and say, look, this didn't happen. It's happening, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Just shut up. Obviously, not to those words, but they won't do that. And then it will be non-stop between everything for the next 4 years. And at the end of the day, there was a lot of bad judgment about Russia, the whole hooligan thing after 2016, and it was a fine tournament. There was no trouble. The only trouble there was like a little brawl, a little fight between Poland fans and Senegal. The other thing was a pitch invader on the final game. That was a stunt. But besides that, there was no trouble, and it was a brilliant tournament. And that could happen with Qatar. So you just got the build-up is going to be ridiculous, but whether, it could be a great tournament, and then we could just not talk about that ever again. If it's a good tournament, it will go. It will just, we'll forget about it. But, whether it will be a good tournament or not, we don't know. It'd be hard to top the one we just had. But what I'm trying to say is, for the next 4 years, we're just going to be Qatar. And it's going to get a bit annoying. I said to someone the other day, I can't wait until we leave the EU. Right? Now, I didn't vote for Brexit, and I didn't vote to remain. I don't vote. I don't know why. I just don't really like. I don't know. Looking back on it, I probably should have. But I can't wait to leave the EU. Not because I want to leave, or not because I want to stay, but simply because I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. And it's a little bit like this with Qatar. I'm sick of hearing about it. Just it is what it is, and hopefully this will be investigated. But I think even if it's investigated, even if it's proved, I still think they're going to host the World Cup, and I don't think there's anything that could happen that would stop that. I mean, there's been stories of them, using slaves, or not slaves, but like slave pay. So it's basically the equivalent of me building a house and employing, you, and then not paying you, well below minimum wage. That's basically what's happened here. But they're okay with that, so who knows? But at the end of the day, I'm really sick of hearing about it, and I don't think anything they say or do will make any difference. I think it's here to stay. So let me know your thoughts on this story of Qatar, once again staring controversy in the face with their World Cup in 2022. Tell me your thoughts down below. Hit subscribe if you're new. I'm really glad to be doing something else. I said at the beginning of the year, at the end of the season, sorry, I will cover every single Premier League transfer, and the only one I haven't covered, well, there's technically two. One is Claudio Gomez, simply because he's under a certain age, and the other is Percy Tau, who signed for Brighton, simply because he's gone back out on loan. But besides that, I've covered every single transfer, and it's getting a little bit annoying having to do it constantly. But now I'm starting to upload the deals before they happen, and if they don't happen, I can simply just take the video down, and then if they do happen, I can just publish it, and that makes everything a lot better and a lot easier. But yeah, it's nice to talk about something else for a change, something a little bit different. I do have the predictions coming out. So I've done Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, and then I've done the top 7 and the relegated teams of National League North and as well as the South. So stay notified for that. And thanks so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, then thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.